This is Richie Rollins with Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi. I'm standing here with Kevin Pike. How you doing today, sir?
I'm well. Thanks for coming to the show.
And Mr. Pike here has worked on several films. What are some of the films you've worked on?
I started out on Jaws when I was a kid, and I worked for about 6 months on location with them, helping get through that, and I came out to Hollywood and chunked my way up, learning chops on TV shows and things like that, and I started supervising my own films. Obviously, one of the big feathers in the cap is Back to the Future. We did Close Encounters, we did Revenge of the Jedi, Fight Club, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. I worked on Jurassic 3. I did Ed Wood with Tim Burton. A lot of wonderful projects.
Awesome. And you worked on the car in Back to the Future, correct?
I supervised the special effects for Back to the Future, and our crew of about 20 guys, after about 10 weeks, made 3 DeLorean time machines for the movie.
Wow. How'd you get involved in that show?
I was working on another show previously with that, and the director of photography, Dean Cundy, who I'd worked with before, had a notice about this show starting, and he said, I think you'd be good. I'd like to put your name in and see if you want to do the show. And I went in for the interview, and they liked me, and I just made a condition that I wanted to make sure I built the car because I realized how big of an element it was for the project. And they went ahead and said, okay, Steven wants to make sure nobody takes pictures of it while you're building it. And with that, we started.
Did you get to pick the car, or was it already picked before you went in as being a DeLorean?
It had just started to become a car idea. When we got there, they wanted something that could move around so it wasn't locked down. And they had a pickup truck with a refrigerator with a plasma energy inside it. And that turned out to be, we want a car that's spacey looking for the scene where the car comes into the barn and looks like an alien spaceship. So they talked about the Mercedes-Benz Gullwing 300, but that was a little too pricey for them. And at the time, you could get a hot deal on a DeLorean time machine. So they decided on the DeLorean, and next day, 3 of them came into my shop, whoom, 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 and we started building.
Did you ever get the DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour? It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, except at the time, the speedometer didn't really go up that high. It only went up to like 85, and so we had to take the dash apart, take that plate out, send it to graphics at the studio, have them redo it, put it back in, make sure that it could go past that so it could show 88.
How long have you been doing this for?
Since April 18th, 1974. I stepped away from special effects after 38 years, and I became a below-the-line talent agent. And then I started representing writers, directors, and producers, and now I work nothing but helping writers write screenplays.
Wow, you're out of California then?
I live north of California in Pine Mountain Club. It's a little mountain community up in the hills, about an hour and a half north. It's very quiet there. I sleep well. I can be creative, helping people write their screenplays.
Cool. Any screenplays you can let us know that you kind of help that some people might be recognized?
Well, we've got one out there. It's with some agents now. It's called The Secret Codex. We've entered a lot of contests. It's been in over 25 contests. We have 10 first place wins. So we're hoping somebody will pick it up and develop it. It's a pretty big budget film. It's set in Egypt, Amsterdam, and Rome. It's called The Secret Codex.
Cool. Can't wait to see that one.
Me too.
What's your favorite thing about your career then?
Well, the big feather in the cap obviously has been Back to the Future. It's such a great story. It's got all the beats, and everybody loves it. It's a G-rated movie. It's on TV every day somewhere. All kids know it. And obviously the iconic car is an everlasting image in everybody's mind. It's a pleasure to be a part of that history.
Cool. Do you think that they would actually, with the special effects today, it's like all computer. Do you see it like going strictly, like we're going to walk away from actual physical props?
They tried that, and I think they realized that the marriage and the integration of both disciplines, special effects and visual effects, always need to work hand in hand to make the best product for the fans.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Pike. It was a pleasure having you on the show. This is Richie Rollins from Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi.
Thank you.